What if I told you that you don't have to try to make an impact? You already do. In Matthew 5, Jesus doesn't tell you to become salt and light. He doesn't say you need to earn a place in His kingdom. He simply declares you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. This isn't a challenge for you to prove yourself. It's a reality of who you already are and who He is making you in Him. So what does this mean for your life today? Well, let's talk about it. Hey there, I'm Jonathan, and welcome to 7-Minute Meditations. I'm glad you're here. Over the next 7 minutes or so, we're going to take a look at a few verses from the Bible. We're going to really let them soak in and let them change the way we think, feel, and live. Let's begin by reading this passage together. If you'd like to grab your Bible and open to Matthew chapter 5, we're going to be in verses 13 through 16. There Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt should lose its taste, how can it be made salty? It's no longer good for anything but to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. You are the light of the world. A city situated on a hill cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and puts it under a basket, but rather on a lampstand, and it gives light for all who are in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven." Let's start with a deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth, slowly releasing it and relaxing as you do. Then again, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and as you breathe, take a moment to let your mind, let your thoughts recognize that Jesus, if you're His follower, has called you salt and light. You don't have to strive for His approval. You are already His. Let's invite Him to speak to us today. In these verses, Jesus gives us two images that describe who we are in Him. First, salt. What does salt do? It preserves, it purifies, it enhances. It doesn't have to try to be salty. It's just salty. And in simply being what it is, it makes a difference. Light doesn't struggle to shine. It shines because it's light. Jesus doesn't say in these verses, try to be salt and try to be light. He says, you are salt. You are light. If you belong to Jesus, if you've trusted in Jesus and are walking with Him, His presence in you already preserves and shines, not because of your effort, but because of His Spirit living in you. The only way that salt loses its flavor is if it becomes something other than salt. The only way light stops shining is if it's hidden. Jesus is inviting us to live as what we already are, to let His presence in us naturally flow out into the world. Let's breathe again. In through your nose, slowly out through your mouth. As you breathe in, reflect on you are the salt of the earth. As you exhale slowly, you are the light of the world. Do it again. Breathe in, you are the salt of the earth. Breathe out, you are the light of the world. Now, take a moment to reflect. Do you ever feel like you need to pretend your faith, to be someone you're not? Have you ever thought you weren't doing enough to make a difference? Right now, as you breathe in and back out again, let go of that pressure. Jesus says His presence in you is already making an impact. Let's take a moment to pray together. You can use my words or you can use your own. Lord, thank you that I don't have to pretend to be salt and light or act like I'm someone I'm not. I already am because you have made me new. Help me to rest in that truth and trust that you are working through me, even when I don't see it. Let my life reflect you, not through some kind of performance, but through the reality of your Spirit in me. Right now in this moment, Jesus doesn't call us to put on a show. He calls us to live in the reality of who we are in Him. So today, instead of striving to be salt and light, simply live as the person Jesus has already made you to be and is continuing to make you in your life. Salt doesn't try to be salty. It just is. Light doesn't try to shine. It just does. Trust that God is working through you, sometimes even when you don't see it. Here's your challenge. Live today with confidence that God's presence in you makes an impact. You don't need to force a spiritual moment. You don't need to prove your faith. You only need to be who Christ is already making you to be. And before you move on with your day, pause and ask yourself, where can I simply live as salt and light today? Without striving, but simply being who Jesus says I am. If you'd like, share your intention in the comments below. Let's encourage each other to walk in this truth. And if this video has been helpful for you, share it with someone else who will find it meaningful as well. If you have another 7 minutes, check out one of the other videos at the end of this video in a playlist there that has all of our 7-minute meditations together. And have a great day mindfully walking with Jesus. I can't wait to see you back here tomorrow.